First, you need to teach AI your native language. Well, there is no small talk in Finland, so that's not a problem. Hello everyone, my name is Rael. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we will delve into the realm of language learning apps, seen from an academic and linguistic perspective, being a linguist myself. Beyond giants like Duolingo, Rosetta Stone and Babbel, the language learning app landscape is rich with diverse options. Memrise and Drops incorporate linguistic insights involving professionals in the planning and development of the course. Memrise in particular relies on mnemonic techniques, a product of collaboration with linguists and educators, making learning feel more personalized. On the other side, community-driven apps like Busu may involve contributors who aren't necessarily language experts or professionals, relying on the input of language enthusiasts and native speakers. I started using Duolingo about 10 years ago. Then I had to stop because I didn't have enough storage on my smartphone to keep using it there. And so I started using it again as soon as I got a tablet. I used Duolingo to learn several languages. The first one was Esperanto, so it was a requirement while I was studying Esperanto at university to join Duolingo and to practice over there too. Lately, I've been using Duolingo mostly to learn Finnish. But there came the problem. I started the Finnish course on Duolingo about 3 years ago. And I completed the Finnish course maybe in 1 year, probably less. Just playing a couple of games, a couple of lessons every single evening. So I didn't spend too long on the app on a daily basis, and yet I completed a Finnish course without being able to speak Finnish at all, barely understanding when someone speaks to me. And so I would say, first, of course, if you've been using Duolingo, you might know already that it's not enough to learn any language and to be fluent in any language. But I would say that the problem in my case is that some courses are way shorter than others because I'm assuming they don't have enough experts on the language, or they don't invest too much on certain languages because they are smaller languages, such as Finnish. But the problem is that I've been looking for Finnish courses on language learning apps and online in general, and there's very few, and even the textbook that we were given when I attended a language course via Zoom here as part of my PhD. The textbook was, probably it was good a few years back, but for me it was quite useless. I really couldn't learn much from that, and I still prefer the gamification of learning because I find it effective. So I would prefer it to be more ubiquitous in all language learning apps, but also in textbooks and more traditional ways of learning. There are just two apps that I use to learn Finnish. One is Duolingo, and the other one is Drops, which I truly loved. Its only limitation is that the focus of Drops is on the vocabulary only. And so I really find it beautiful and well designed, eye-catching, and I wish they had a more comprehensive program, so a full-on course instead of just teaching vocabulary or very short sentences, because I would prefer to use Drops on a daily basis for that, or to finally find an app that is truly effective and that allows me to communicate on a daily basis. I don't know, when I go grocery shopping, or if I call the landlord, or if I have, well, there is no small talk in Finland, so that's not a problem. But I wish there were better sources out there, even to learn Finnish, which is not an endangered language. And so what I'm trying to point out here is how much there is focus on the main languages in the world, forgetting the smaller ones. The development of language learning apps. How are they developed? While the involvement of academia, particularly linguists and language experts, in the development of language learning apps is not universal, there are instances where they have played a pivotal role. In the case of Duolingo, Louis von Ahn, a computer science professor, is one of the co-founders. The extent of linguistic expertise varies, with some apps collaborating with linguists, PhD researchers and instructional designers to ensure linguistic accuracy and educational effectiveness. Which are the common methods behind these courses? Let's delve into the structures and exercises within these language learning apps. Duolingo employs gamification, offering lessons in the form of challenges and competitions. Memrise, with its focus on mnemonic techniques, incorporates visual and auditory elements to aid memory, guided by linguistic insights. On the other hand, Busu's community-driven model involves interactive dialogues for practical language use, relying on the collective knowledge of its diverse user base. Drops emphasizes vocabulary through short, immersive sessions, which are the ubiquitous languages. While English, Spanish and Mandarin dominate language learning apps, it's crucial to spotlight other languages that deserve attention: Hindi, Arabic, Portuguese, Bengali, Russian, Japanese, German, French, Punjabi, Telugu, Swahili, Turkish, Dutch, Vietnamese, Thai, and Indonesian represent a diverse range of languages based on both population members and cultural significance. Inclusive representation of these languages, guided by linguistic insights or community involvement in language learning apps, can contribute to a more globalized and equitable language education landscape. Despite linguistic experts' involvement, there's a perceived distance between local communities and those working on language apps. However, some initiatives are breaking this barrier, involving locals, indigenous communities, and local schools in the planning, writing, and development of language apps. This kind of community-driven effort is crucial to ensuring a more inclusive representation of languages and cultural nuances in the digital language learning sphere. People working on language apps are sometimes looked down upon by academia, by scholars. There's a need to acknowledge the linguistic expertise brought by linguists, educators, technologists, fostering a collaborative environment rather than perpetuating a hierarchy. However, it's essential to acknowledge that academia can be seen as outdated and self-centered. Opening up to the possibilities offered by technology and collaborating with linguistic experts and industry professionals can lead to more dynamic and effective language learning solutions. During my first year of PhD, I attended a couple of meetings in which some of my colleagues were discussing the absence of online tools in endangered languages or in minority languages. In particular, the discussion was about African languages and the fact that the accessibility online for languages spoken in Africa is basically zero. There are a couple of exceptions, such as Swahili and Arabic, but the fact that if your native tongue is not present in any websites, well, I would say it's concerning, and we should do something about it. We should change it. And we cannot even rely on AI for that, because AI needs an input. The problem is that if there is no data, the AI cannot learn from it, right? And so before being able to use AI to translate a full-on website or to translate a full-on service or to provide information you're looking for in your native language if you are from a country in Africa, first you need to teach AI your native language. And of course, just like with everything else, English and all the other main languages will come first, unless someone actively works on this as a project, as a community effort. I know for a fact that we can improve this, we can work on this. We just need people who are willing to do it. I know we can work on this, maybe together. I wish I could do that. As a linguist, I wish I could work on language learning apps, but also on AI and find ways to bridge that gap. So between the local communities who speak one language that is not present online or not much, and connect that data to AI or to language learning apps so that their language will be available online and more websites and more services will be more accessible to them. I hope I will be able to do that. What do you think? In conclusion, language learning apps have come a long way since their inception. By fostering collaboration between academia, especially linguists, and the industry, or involving local communities directly, we can create more inclusive, effective, and culturally rich language learning experiences. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one.